and soul of the game is at the Boxing Voice. Ain't no other site in the game could see the Boxing Voice.
BoxingVoice.com here with the one and only Crystina Poncher. Crystina, a lot of people know you from Top Rank TV, Top Rank, recently the NFL Network. Talk to us about this fight, Jesse Vargas versus Timothy Bradley.
I'm really excited about this fight. I mean, these are, like they said up there on the dais, two of the best guys in the sport of boxing, true gentlemen inside and outside the ring, great examples of, what athletes in boxing can be and should be, and examples that they can set. And look, they both come in there to fight. They both have big hearts, and you saw that in Jesse's last fight. You see that in Tim's fights. So, just two guys that are going to battle. The will is going to be there. Jesse's coming up to 47, but he's fought at 47 before. He has no problem fighting at that weight, and for Tim, it's good because he's fighting a young prospect. If you still consider Jesse, I mean, he's a champion, so I don't know if you consider him a prospect anymore, but he's been in the position that Jesse Vargas is in. He's looked for that time to fight a big name on his resume to kind of springboard him to the next thing, and that's what Jesse's looking to do with the win over Tim. But Tim's like, not so fast. I'm not ready to give up my spot yet. So that should make for a great fight come June 27th.
It's kind of weird that this fight is happening on June 27th. It's especially after May 2nd, supposedly after that fight happened, boxing is dead, there's no more boxing and everything. But a lot of good things have happened since then. We've had Canelo versus Kirkland, Triple G versus Willie Monroe, the debut of Roman Chocolatito Gonzalez. Again, we're having this fight. We've had True TV, we had Glenn Tapia on there, we had Orozco versus Emmanuel Saylor. We've had all these good fights since supposedly the death of boxing. So how is boxing still alive?
Yeah, see, boxing fans know, though. I mean, it's just the people that come in and they sprinkle in for these big fights because they want to say they covered it and then they go away. Those are the kind of people that give those comments and that commentary. I think people that like you and me and Lewis and all these guys that are here at every press conference and every fight know that the sport is alive and well. And the ratings on HBO for Kirkland Canelo, 3 million, highest since 2003 or something. It's just 2006. That's almost 10 years, and that set the bar. So I think that people that really follow the sport know. And look, there are a lot of bright stars coming up. It's just that we got to give them the platform to show that. And I think HBO's doing that. I think True TV's doing that. You have fights on regular like NBC and ABC now and CBS. So I think that it's going to take a little bit of time to build up a name as big as Mayweather and Pacquiao. But real boxing fans and people that cover the sport know that the future really does look bright.
As someone who has covered the sport for such a long time, 5-6 years now, right?
Yes.
Mayweather and Pacquiao are almost gone. They're almost done. Who do you see in the near future taking that mantle, taking that I am the number one guy, I am the number two guy, we are going to be here?
Well, I think it might be hard pound for pound for a while. But I think names like Canelo, I think names like Triple G, I think names like Terrence Crawford, I think in the lighter weight, Vasily Lomachenko. I mean, there is Chocolatito, like you said. There is these guys that will make a splash, and I think that they have marketable characteristics, and we'll be able to sell tickets. It's just they got to wait their turn. And now that big fight happened, and Mayweather relinquishes his belts, Pacquiao has maybe 1 or 2 more fights left. It'll open the door for a big push, even from promotional companies and networks, to kind of name that next big star. You still have Kovalev. You got some of the heavyweights that are making more of a name for themselves now, which boxing has lacked for a while. So I mean, yeah, the future is bright. But I think a few of those guys that I named could definitely, Felix Verdejo, there's guys that can carry the throne. Nicholas Walters, they'll be on a card, together. So, yeah, exactly. I don't know why that fight's in Vegas. It should be in Cleveland, right? That would have been pretty cool. I think both guys are from Ohio.
Yeah, both guys being from Ohio, but I guess they want to just make it a bigger stage.
Yeah, and they can, and I mean they'll bring in the press conferences and the antics and the talking will be fun. So, yeah, we'll see.
Now, everybody gets a different opinion. Everybody gets a different view of things. Crystina Poncher, give us your view on how Mayweather-Pacquiao went. The results of the fight, the entire fight week, how everything went through. Was it a circus, how everybody claimed it to be? Just give us your thoughts on it.
Sure. I mean, it just depends, I think, in what position or who you worked for, how smoothly the fight week went or didn't go. I mean, for me, for the most part, everything went fine. We got all the interviews and everything that we needed, but I know there was other people that there was big complications. There was issues of not enough press seating and everything. I think they did the best job that they could, but this was obviously by all the numbers that have come out after you could get the multitude of and the magnitude of how big that this fight was. But look, I mean, these guys knew that they didn't really have to sell any more tickets. The fight was going to sell it themselves. They did the interviews, they did the media days. They were more than gracious to fulfill all their media obligations obligations. But I think by the time they got in the ring, it was just like the big letdown. I mean, some of us knew that the fight wasn't going to be that entertaining and exciting, but we're counting on Manny Pacquiao to really make it an exciting fight. And after the fourth round, there was maybe one other bright spot later in the fight, round 8 or 9. But after that, it was just kind of like, are you serious right now? This is it. This is how it's going down. And no, we didn't know about his injury. I had no idea about his shoulder. I don't think anybody sitting around me during the fight said maybe he's injured. Like, I just think that Mayweather's just that good, and he didn't get a chance to, capitalize on cutting off the ring, on putting the pressure, on throwing more punches. And then by the end of the fight, he just goes for the haymaker, kind of like Tim Bradley did in the rematch against Manny Pacquiao. And you knew from that point it was a wrap.
Now, where could the fans get to know more about you, get to follow you, get to see more about you in boxing and in the NFL?
My Twitter is at Crystina Poncher, and Instagram. I joined Snapchat. Everything is under Crystina Poncher, Crystina. I do a lot of stuff for NFL.com under Fan Pass. So we're shooting a fantasy football shoot on Thursday with Odell Beckham Jr. and Victor Cruz, and so that'll be fun. And TopRank.com, all our interviews go there. YouTube, all that fun stuff. So.
Final thing, how does it actually feel being on the other side of the microphone?
I know. It's like I'm usually the one asking the questions, and I know. Did you see me? Like, I grab right for the mic, and I'm like, bad. It's a natural instinct, but it's cool. I mean, I love my job, and I love what I do. I like asking the questions and having the conversations, but I always appreciate the support from you guys. You guys have had my back since day one, and I really appreciate it.
Well, then thank you for your time, Christina.
Thank you.